Nucor is the largest recycler of metal in America. And so one of the things that was critical in the siding location is to make sure they had a stream of those potentially recycled products to utilize in their production process. So we feel really good about recruiting a company that aware of the environment and just making sure that they are aligned with all the goals and objectives of our society now.
That's the voice of Mitch Carmichael, State Secretary of Economic Development in West Virginia. He's here to share with us about a big win in the state this year, landing the largest investment in West Virginia history when Nucor Corporation, the largest steel producer in the U.S., as well as one of the cleanest and most sustainable, chose West Virginia for a $2.5 billion project. I'm Amanda Ellis, and you're listening to Inside America's Best Cities, a podcast for chamber, economic development, and town attraction professionals on how your community can be an even better place to live. To learn more about this podcast, visit livabilitymedia.com. And with that, let's jump in. Welcome, Secretary Carmichael, to Inside America's Best Cities, and thanks so much for hopping on today to share a little bit about West Virginia's success with the Nucor project. To kick us off, can you tell us about Nucor and just sort of give us an overview on the company, some of the details of the project, and why this is such a big deal?
Well, sure. Thank you, Amanda. As most of your listeners might be aware, Nucor is one of the world's largest manufacturers of steel. In fact, they're the largest remanufacturer and recycler of steel products. And so they're a Fortune 150 company, among the largest 150 companies in the world. And they did a nationwide search. They wanted to be really in the Eastern time zone. It could have been the Central as well, when they were selecting a site for their most advanced, new, green-powered steel manufacturer. And so they did, again, a nationwide search and conducted in-depth interviews with many states and finally settled in on West Virginia along the Ohio River Valley in our state, and it's just an amazing transaction. We are so thrilled with the company. The company is so well represented. They have a great value system. We feel so good about working with Nucor, their leadership team. They put integrity first in their process, and so it was very good working relationship with Nucor as we went through this process.
Yeah, from the research I've done, it does seem to be a great fit. And from what I understand, this is the largest investment in state history. Is that right?
Yes, that's a great point, is that this investment by Nucor represents the largest private sector investment in the history of West Virginia. Frankly, it's the largest corporate investment for Nucor in their corporate history as well. The projections will be well over $4 billion in private sector investment. It really does have a cultural fit in our state, in that area of our state in particular, with the historic steel manufacturing, aluminum manufacturing, those heavy industries that Nucor is sort of taking to the next level with more green orientation in terms of their power and just a decarbonization footprint as well. So this is sort of revitalizing an area in our state and the workforce for the next generation of heavy industry.
Milestones all around for both the company and you all, so that's awesome. Did the team working to land this project do anything especially out of the ordinary that you feel like sealed the deal that you could talk about?
Well, what I will say is, and this is a comment that comes from the customer, Nucor, is that they have encountered no state or no economic development entity that was more diligent, dedicated in terms of responsiveness and the flat organizational structure in our state in which we could gather all of the decision makers on a very short notice, and that includes our congressional delegation all the way down to local city, county governments. And Governor Justice in West Virginia is very adamant about making quick decisions and getting people in a room that can execute on the deliverables. That comment came back to us from the prospect, and not just, frankly, Nucor. Others have said the same thing, how impressed they are with our responsiveness, quick decision turnaround.
Yeah, those things go a long way. Well, just being organized, having everything in place so that you can make it smooth. So that is great. Talk a little bit about the overall timeline. Like, how long did all of this take to come to fruition?
It's funny how these things germinate. The genesis of the projects was actually several years ago, in which a team from our development office went to Charlotte, the headquarters for Nucor, met with some of their executives, and just talked to them about the advantages, frankly, of being in West Virginia now. With the changes from a political perspective, judicial climate, tax structure, all of the great infrastructure components that we're bringing forth in West Virginia, and just planted that seed. And then once the project was announced that there would be a project, then the decision making process went, I don't know, I'm going to say from maybe 2 months, 3 months. And that involved looking at several locations in West Virginia and then putting together the incentive packages and the things that were necessary to just consummate the transaction. And it happened very quickly. In fact, it was really a neat, really a good moment that the State of the State address in West Virginia, the governor was able to announce that very day the signing of the Nucor Memorandum of Understanding. And so Nucor, to their great credit, went to the town, the county in which they will be locating, and provided $1 million check to the local school system. Again, just a great moment for our state, for that community, and for, I think, for Nucor as well.
Yeah, talk about a great introduction.
Very committed to the local education and to public education. And so it's just, again, I can't highlight enough what a great company they are to work with, and just a great cultural fit for our state.
Yeah, it definitely seems that way from stalking them on LinkedIn a little bit to prep for
Mhm.
this. Yeah, it seems like they're doing a lot of good stuff, so that's always great to see. So thinking about the some of the workforce challenges that communities are facing all across the country, and remind me, how many jobs will this project represent at full capacity?
At full capacity, roughly 900 full-time equivalents in the plant. There will be many other jobs associated with the project, but within the plant, 8 to 900 jobs.
Gotcha. So I know it's something that, you and everyone in the field are thinking about, how are you making sure that you're prepped to have all the employees that they'll need as they ramp up to that full capacity? It sounds like they're doing some recruiting outside and maybe bringing some people from within the company from other locations. But what can you share about that, making sure that they have that solid base of good people?
It's a great question. I'm so excited to answer it because this is one of the things in which West Virginia really shines as we're recruiting these world-class companies. A couple of data points I want to provide to you and to your listeners is the people of West Virginia, it's tracked by Site Selection Magazine. When our citizens get in a job at a manufacturing plant, they retain and have a higher degree of loyalty to that plant and to that location than any other place in America. And that's a data point that's tracked. Our people are very loyal to their jobs. So that's point one that Nucor looked at. Point two is that there's that labor shed reaches further in this state and in that region, which would encompass, Ohio and Kentucky as well, so that people will travel further for one of those really good jobs. And one of the great advantages is that a 15 or a 20 or a 30-minute drive in this area or region could be, 30 or 40 miles, whereas in some of the major metropolitan areas, it can take you hours to travel just a few miles. And then finally, and one of the things we're very proud of, in West Virginia, we provide free community and technical college education to every citizen that wants to earn a degree or certificate to go to work in this plant, or any plant for that matter. So we will train the workforce at no cost to the employers and provide them a drug-free certified employee. And Nucor looked at that and thought, wow, that is a first-class program, and we're very proud of it.
Oh, yeah, I bet that was a huge selling point.
It is, and it continues to be.
Yeah. How many community colleges do you have in the state?
It's probably 10 to 12, but each one of those primary institutions has satellite offices, facilities in other areas. So it is really a groundbreaking program that West Virginia's, we feel, a leader among other states.
Yeah, and being able to give, opportunities to people from all different backgrounds to try out a different career path. That's
Sure, and
awesome.
because we have a lot of employees that are transitioning from perhaps coal mining industry or
Yeah.
other heavy industries that can utilize additional training to build a skill set that becomes marketable in the new age technologies.
That is great. So, in my research for this, I noticed that it looks like Nucor is doing some fun recruiting events called Come See Nucor, where they're bringing some people in and kind of doing some touring and some fun stuff. Can you share anything about that?
They have put together various sort of programs or day events, multiple day events in which they bring potential employees or current employees from other facilities to the site of the plant and to Marshall University hosted one of these events. The city of Huntington, close to where Nucor will be locating, hosted one of these events and connected them with a lot of the training components, the cultural events in the area, the real estate that is available for housing development and so forth, and as well as just enjoyed some of the entertainment venues that are in the areas. So I think most people, almost to a person, would tell you that they're coming away from these events very impressed and anxious, really, to get moved to West Virginia or to the region and begin working on this incredible project.
Yeah, that's so fun. And, when you're making a move for work, like you're also moving your life, not just your work life. So that's really great that they're giving people a chance to see what that would be like outside of just where you would work and your company
Sure.
and all that.
Yes.
So that's really important for getting people oriented.
While the potential employees participating in these events, it's also geared for the family of potential employees as well. So, yeah, it showcases the many things to do in West Virginia in terms of outdoor activities and, hiking, biking, whitewater rafting, camping, Hatfield McCoy's Trail, ATV, all of the different outdoor activities and tourism events that are available to the citizens of our state.
Yeah, I haven't spent a lot of time in West Virginia, only like the edge on a road trip, but I've seen such pretty photos.
Amanda, you've
Um,
got to get here.
I know, and I'm in Tennessee, so it's not that
Yeah, not
far.
far. Yeah.
But yeah, every photo I've seen has just been so pretty, especially with fall. So lately, like prepping for this, every picture I saw was like, wow, it's so pretty.
No, yeah, it's fantastic.
So you've talked a little bit about this, but I'd like to hear a little bit more. So it sounds like one of the really cool things about this project is that Nucor's made a lot of strides in clean manufacturing, being really environmentally conscious and friendly. Anything else you could talk about with that?
One of the things that we were very encouraged about as we were recruiting Nucor is their emphasis on being environmentally friendly, socially, and environmentally conscious company. They have a goal of complete carbon emission reductions. They're one of the largest recyclers in the world. I think they are the largest recycler of metal products in America. Also, furthermore, they have a real goal of utilizing as much renewable energy as possible on this site. So it is a type of company that's well positioned for the future, and we're looking forward to all the great projects that will spin off as a result of a world class company being in that area, so environmentally and socially conscious.
Yeah. You've talked a bit about some of the things that you feel like make your state special, like how responsive and nimble you were able to be with this project, some of the talent development efforts going on. Anything else you would add about what makes you all special and what you feel like made you stand out for this?
Yeah, I think it's sort of a moment in West Virginia's history in which we are so well positioned to attract world class businesses. And it's been occurring over the last several years in our state. There's been a move towards a very pro business environment in which we're understand the needs of companies that want to locate in our state and how many benefits that brings to our citizens. We have historically been a state that has been ranked poorly in terms of our judicial climate and the fairness towards a business community. And we've made so many changes in our legislative constructs and our statutes and so forth that have enabled West Virginia to win an award for the most improved legal climate in America, so that companies and businesses feel great about locating here now and know that they will get a good, clean shake in our court systems if anything comes to that. We have one of the lowest cost of doing business in America. Our workers' compensation rates and businesses look at this throughout America, are the fourth lowest in America. So there's been incredible improvement in that area. Our financial situation is incredibly stable. We have pension obligations are almost 100% funded. We're the envy of the nation in many respects in terms of our pension obligations. So the businesses realize they're not going to get dinged for future tax increases for the sins of the past, because we've already taken care of all of those issues. Our government is well aligned. It's flat organization that we can get to decision makers quickly. It's just a great time to be, recruiting businesses to our state.
Yes, lots of good selling points there. As we head toward wrapping up here, what advice would you have, Mitch, for our listeners working in the field who also want to land projects of this caliber and size?
Yeah, well, we want to see everyone succeed, right? A rising tide lifts all ships. And I'm sure others could provide us with, we're not the gurus in terms of the know-all and be-all, but what I would say.
Today you are, though.
All right. we are the winners today.
Yes.
And there are others that are doing great work as well. And so we can all learn from each other. But what I would say, one of the things that has helped us the most is this responsive. We want to convey that things that we are doing are making a difference in the lives of our citizens. And so many of the companies that really want to, yes, everyone's concerned with their balance sheet and income statements and, profitability. But also, if you can do good as a result of the things the investments that you can make and have an impact on people's lives. So we approach it from the perspective of saying, this is important work because this is what we're paid to do, yes, but it also makes a difference in the lives of the people that will be working in these plants, raising children, the next generation of Americans. So it is with, a sort of special passion that we approach these tasks. And that would be my message to everyone, is that the jobs that we're doing are bigger than the immediate win of a transaction. We need to focus a little bit outside of ourselves and what it's going to do for our people and the societies in which we live.
Yeah, that's so true. And a place where field really plays a unique role of, being able to get some of these big wins like the one we're talking about today, but also things that make a big difference for people and their lives in communities. So, All right. So I always wrap up with a fun question. So what city do you live in, Mitch?
It's a city, Ripley, believe it or not.
Okay. Tell me more about where that is exactly.
Ripley is roughly on the Ohio River, a little bit back from the Ohio River, and it's 30 miles outside of Charleston, north of Charleston. Yeah.
Gotcha. So bucket list items there, if someone were to visit, what would you say they have to do?
It's a very small town, but you have to go to Ripley's 4th of July celebration. It is the largest small town celebration of Independence Day in America.
That sounds so fun.
It is. Yeah, it's great.
So what do they do?
Oh, it's a massive parade, almost an entire week of events, and it's been going on for years and years and years. And as I say, it's billed as the largest small town celebration in America. Bands.
That's so fun.
Yeah, it is well known. If you look up Ripley's 4th, if you do anything about Ripley, West Virginia, it will highlight the 4th of July celebration. It's a very patriotic town.
Okay, I gotta look that up. That's so fun. That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Mitch, for joining us today on Inside America's Best Cities and sharing some of your expertise and insight, and congrats on the project.
My pleasure. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks for listening to the Livability Podcast, where we take you inside America's best cities. At Livability, we highlight the unsung awesomeness of small and mid-sized cities across the country. We also partner with communities to reach their target companies and potential residents through digital content and print magazine programs. If you enjoyed this episode, please follow, rate, and review this show wherever you listen to podcasts. You can learn more about us at livabilitymedia.com. Have an idea for an upcoming episode? Email me at aellis@livability.com. Until next time, from Livability, I'm Amanda Ellis, sharing the stories of America's most promising places.